everybody. Yes, it is direct from the Rob Lincoln Unpresidential Library, as always, but not always. We'll get some more interesting places at some point. And it's episode 65. That means 130 songs have been written through the quest so far. 2 brand new songs each week, and a cover I've just learned. And the first song was inspired by, you shall see. So for our first song, I went down the list of birthdays, and I found that it's the birthday of Stephen Lazard. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'd never heard of him, but he is the bass player for Dave Matthews, and you Dave Matthews fans are like looking at me saying, of course you should have heard of him, but I haven't. But I realize who he is. Fine bass player. And he's 49 today. So in honor of that, I will write my first song kind of inspired by Dave Matthews. Listen to a little Dave Matthews. I don't think it sounds too much like him, but it sounds more like him than some of my other songs. I could be wrong, though. And by the way, that's the name of the song. I could be wrong. Gonna buy me a cockatoo. I'm gonna name it after you. Gonna will it to the Brooklyn Zoo. When I'm through, when I am through. Gonna buy me a little white rat. Gonna let it play with my Persian cat. Gonna hope that they can play and just get along. But I know I could be wrong. Everybody knows, everybody knows, everybody knows I could be wrong. Everybody knows, everybody knows, everybody knows I could be wrong. Gonna buy me a big sports car. Gonna try to be a star. I'm gonna pray I can get real far. In a pew, in a pew. Everybody knows, everybody knows, everybody knows I could be wrong. Everybody knows, everybody knows, everybody knows I could be wrong. I just want a bird in a cage, rat as a pet, place on a stage. I just want an automobile, but if it gets nowhere, I know how I will feel. Oh no, gonna buy me a koala bear, some eucalyptus travel on, want this air. Gonna introduce them to my animal friends, but when they get together, their lives may end. They just might end. And everybody knows, everybody knows, everybody knows I could be wrong. Everybody knows. I'm probably wrong. That sounds much like Dave Matthews, but it was fun to write. Hope somebody out there enjoyed it. I could be wrong, as I often am. And the next song was inspired by a suggestion by one of our listeners, and we shall listen to it momentarily on a different instrument. Well, this next song was inspired both by a suggestion that came on my Facebook page from a wonderful songwriter in the Philadelphia area named Ann Ramsey, suggested using the name Margot as well as putting in Toronto. So I worked a character portrait out of Margot in Toronto, but I used the inspiration of John Hartford. John Hartford passed away on this date, about 20 or so years ago. I remember seeing him at the Folk Festival a couple of years before he died. I really love his music, particularly listen a lot to his early stuff, very early stuff, and I consider him one of my influences. And this song is a character portrait called Margot from Toronto and might have a little bit of his flavor to it. I'm just learning the banjo, as you know. Here we go. Margot from Toronto. Margot from Toronto's one of a kind. Saw her smile and lost my mind. Watched her in that Cadillac. Took the door, did not look back. In her hair, no one to trust. She plays guitar in her bare feet. Says hi to all the men in the street. Margot's hitching on the pike. Met a man, we'll call him Mike, but it's the ladies that she like, jumping on her pedal bike. Corn cob pipe right over there, and my banjo in my hand. I see it all, I don't understand. Margot's the gal with pretty flies. She don't tolerate no lies. The breeze it blows, I hear soft cries. Margot with the crying eyes. The not-so-happy tale of Margot from Toronto. John Hartford wrote a lot of quirky, very interesting songs that were sometimes funny and sometimes seemed like they were funny, but were actually not. And we're now going to do a cover of a John Hartford song, but not on banjo because I could barely play this instrument. We're going to take a song he played on banjo and put it to guitar, a very early John Hartford song. It's called Untangle Your Mind, off John Hartford's first album. I believe it was released in 1966 or so. Strange little character portrait. You're stretching and a stranging and a bending too hard. All of the chickens have run from your yard. Alone in the doorway, a gun in your hand, and you better untangle your mind. You try not to listen to the children upstairs, laugh at you nervously sitting down there. The shiny blue metal plays cold better untangle your mind. You worry in the morning, you worry in the night, you worry for something that's not yet in sight. Your worry is rotten, your head is on fire, and you better untangle your mind. Your engine is quiet and you're sunk in the mud. Your wheels are spinning, you can't seem to hub. Your face hanging back, you've covered your eyes, and you better untangle your mind. Relax or you'll snap like a string in a string. Without your umbrella, you'd go out in the rain. Just look at the treetops and let it come down, and try to untangle your mind. Don't think of tomorrow or even next hour. Taste only the sweet things, forget all the sour. It's getting too heavy to sit in this chair without you untangle your mind. Strange little short character portrait. One of the things I like about the song is nothing yet happens, but there's a lot of suspense in it. Hopefully nothing ever will happen. Back in 1966, not much like that happened. Anyhow, if you know what I'm alluding to, it's pretty obvious. Interesting song. Great banjo playing on the original. I recommend you hear it. So that's Untangle Your Mind. I guess a little bit about mental illness. The other character portrait was about other issues. And hopefully you enjoyed one of the originals or the cover. And thank you for listening. And come back next week. And thanks everybody for coming out to the show today. Really appreciate it. Some of you may be on live. A couple of our regular live audience members. And a number of others that I really appreciate you coming. And appreciate you being here tonight or listening to this video. And if you haven't liked, please like. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Take care. Remembering John Hartford.